Hi, my name is Kari Field. I'm a Vedic astrologer, and this is the Ananda Shri Astrology New Moon Forecast for October 30th, 2016. So how is everyone feeling? There's another new moon upon us. The days are getting darker. The moon is waning and waning down to a sliver, and soon is going to be reborn into a waxing moon on October 30th, 10:38 a.m. Pacific time. New moons are a time of going inward usually. It's increased darkness. And this time of year, in the northern hemisphere anyway, there is a lot more darkness in the air. You can feel it. It's actually, the sun in the sidereal zodiac is still debilitated, and the days are growing shorter. It's a time of death. It's autumn, the leaves are falling. And actually, even this new moon is coinciding very closely to Samhain, Halloween, and we celebrate the dead, the Day of the Dead, on November 1st as well. A time when we look into the world, the spirit world, the death that is all around us and under us, and connect with the wisdom of what is eternal. So the veil is thin, the darkness is all around. And this is also, in India, the time when they celebrate, since ancient times, the triumph of light over darkness, the victory of knowledge over ignorance, and the victory of good over evil, even. So it's a big, big holiday in India, with fireworks, and in which a lamp called diya is lit. I lit these candles because I didn't have a diya here, but a diya is an oil lamp in a clay pot. And Diwali actually literally means row of lights. And so you light these diyas in rows. You leave the doors open at night if you can, and clean the house, whitewash it, make it very, very attractive. And it's said maybe Lakshmi will come in the evening, and Ganesha too, and bless the household with prosperity and happiness. So it's a great new moon to really think about this aspect of darkness and light. They're two sides of the same coin, right? You cannot have darkness without light. You cannot have light without darkness. But this is the time, as the darkness grows, in which we should turn to the light. The new moon will be in the nakshatra, the area of the sky, or the lunar mansion, which I will speak about. This new moon will be in Swati nakshatra, Swati. Now, Swati is ruled by Vayu, the god of wind, and it's known for its restless nature, its self-going, self-independent, and capable of deep self-inquiry. Sometimes, because of this, it pushes its own boundaries, or it's muddled where the boundaries are, and it's ruled by Rahu, the one who always is ready to push the boundaries as well, or question them. So Rahu has been very strong. I've talked a lot about him in my recent forecast because of this rare and lengthy influence of Kala Sarpa Yoga. It's when all the planets are on one side of the great eclipse snake, Rahu and Ketu. And in this formation, Rahu, the head of the snake, is leading all of the planets. This Kala Sarpa Yoga is a combination that is often seen as a more global influence. It affects world issues. And it's been pretty clear to me how it's been shaping up with the way things have been happening politically lately. So it is a really important time to call in the light. And this Kalasarpa yoga will continue. It's going to be very strong in the next few days after the new moon, and it'll be on and off in its influence until the end of the year. The other really extraordinary thing about this new moon is that the ruler of the new moon, since it's in sidereal Libra, is Venus. Venus, the goddess of femininity, of romance, and charm, and art. And she is in a very rare and extraordinary kind of combination, fully conjunct Saturn at the moment of the new moon. It's called Graha Yuddha, or planetary war. Saturn has the ability to hone the talent of Venus into very developed and complicated technique. But when they're this close together, as they are during the new moon, it's about a 24-hour period around the new moon when it will be in the Graha Yuddha, the two are kind of on each other's real estate. And so it may be more difficult for relationships. We might see things that we've been trying to sweep under the rug come up. It's hard to be superficial with this kind of an influence. It's hard to try to just go along with the norm, perhaps, as well, especially if we're not being honest with ourselves around what really makes us happy in our relationships, or in our whatever our relationship to ourselves, our own femininity, and our art and how we express ourselves. So it is a very extraordinary new moon for this, and I think it's very interesting too how a lot of women's issues have been leading up to this point as well. There's going to be more focus on what is really authentic, what is really true in relationships, in beauty and art. It's a very special time for the goddess Lakshmi, and it's important. It's a great time to call her in, open to her abundance, her generosity, her grace. Okay, so I love it. It's like a seance. It's time to do the tarot reading. My favorite part. Okay. Okay. Well, the first card that came up, the light of the sun. Light. So it is a time of darkness, right, as I was saying. But this card is speaking about the power of light that radiates throughout the whole universe. The sun is the optimism and the hope. It's the belief in the future. And here, the Ten of Cups. Almost looks like fireworks. the Diwali fireworks. Family, community, connecting with those we love, finding what really fulfills us. Friendship. True happiness comes from these simple things, actually. And maybe this is the message from the spirits on this very special new moon. The card of fire. In many tarot decks, this is the Judgment. But here in Crowley, he calls it the Eon. It's fire. You know, the Judgment card has to do with actually the end days, right? The final days when we are, when the people rise from the dead, literally. It's interesting. The connection of death and rebirth that is possible in the most darkest of times. What is really true? What is really of value? That's what these cards are asking us to reflect on. Because at the end of life, when you come to meet Yama, the god of dead, the dead, or the day of the dead, when we connect in with those we've lost, it's speaking of what is really lasting is our connection to our family, our loved ones, our community, our close friends. This is where the real light of meaning in life comes from. Fire and light overflowing. What a lovely message for this new moon. Look around you and reach out to those who you love and who love you. Find friends, connect. What is really most important at the end of days is how we have lived and loved. Enjoy and play and be grateful as our ancestors are watching over us, very pleased as we do. Okay, well, I hope you all have a safe and happy new moon. Please like my YouTube channel, subscribe if you want to my newsletter, it's free. And I'll see you all soon.